Do not spend these coins. What looks like an ordinary old wheat penny could actually be a hidden treasure worth serious money. You could be carrying a silent fortune in your pocket right now without even knowing it. Welcome back to Lucky Penny Finds. Today, we're counting down the top 4 most valuable ultra-rare wheat penny 1-cent super rare coins worth huge money. Every coin on this list gets rarer, more valuable, and more shocking than the last. So stay with me until the very end, because the final coin could completely change the way you look at old pennies forever. Check your pocket now, check your coin jar, and whatever you do, do not spend these coins. First coin, number 1. Now imagine reaching into your pocket, grabbing what looks like nothing more than a worn old penny, and accidentally spending away a hidden fortune. That sounds unbelievable, but this is not fiction. It has happened before, and it continues to happen because most people never stop to look closely. The 1958D wheat penny is one of those quiet treasures that can easily hide among everyday pocket change, and one small detail could separate an ordinary cent from a coin collectors desperately want. The year 1958 marked the end of an incredible chapter in American coin history. America was growing rapidly after years of economic change. Industries were expanding, families were building new lives, and millions upon millions of pennies rolled out of the presses to keep up with a booming economy. Yet no one imagined that the final year of the famous wheat penny design would someday become one of the most watched years by serious collectors. The wheat penny was about to disappear forever, making 1958 the closing act of an iconic American coin series. The front of the coin proudly displays Abraham Lincoln with the familiar words, "In God We Trust," above his portrait, Liberty to the left, and the date 1958 with the tiny D mint mark beneath it, showing it was struck in Denver. Turn the coin over, and you'll see the legendary wheat ears standing on both sides of the words 1 cent and United States of America. Those simple wheat stalks have become one of the most recognizable symbols in American coin collecting, and seeing them instantly tells collectors they're looking at a piece of history. Even though this coin was made from a strong bronze alloy containing mostly copper with small amounts of tin and zinc, its rich copper color changes naturally over decades. A genuine original example often develops beautiful brown shades or deep antique toning that collectors absolutely love. That natural surface tells the story of where the coin has been through generations, and every tiny color variation can make experienced collectors stop and look much closer. Hold one in your hand, and you'll notice it feels surprisingly solid for such a small coin. It weighs about 3.11 grams, measures approximately 19.05 millimeters across, and has a thickness of around 1.52 millimeters. Those familiar dimensions helped millions of Americans spend these pennies without a second thought, which is exactly why hidden treasures like this continue slipping through everyday circulation unnoticed. Finding a 1958 with D wheat penny in very fine condition is where things become much more exciting. A coin at this level has survived decades while still showing impressive detail throughout Lincoln's portrait, the wheat ears, and the lettering. That original look matters far more than shiny surfaces. Many people mistakenly believe cleaning an old coin increases its value, but the opposite is usually true. Never clean this coin. Even gentle polishing can permanently remove the original surface collectors are searching for, turning a potentially valuable discovery into a disappointing piece. This is where the real excitement begins. Serious collectors carefully inspect the mint mark, the sharpness of the lettering, the strike quality, the texture of the fields, and even tiny surface characteristics that most people would never notice. Sometimes, the smallest detail changes everything. A coin that appears ordinary to one person can trigger intense interest the moment an experienced collector spots an important characteristic. Professional grading is absolutely critical because the difference between an average circulated coin and an authenticated high-quality example can completely change how collectors view it. Original surfaces, untouched color, honest wear, and natural preservation all work together to tell the coin's story. That story cannot be recreated once it has been altered. What makes this coin even more fascinating is that many advanced collectors quietly hold on to their best examples instead of selling them. As more people discover the final year wheat pennies, demand continues to rise while truly attractive original coins become harder to find. At major auctions, bidding often starts quietly before suddenly becoming aggressive, as determined collectors compete to secure one of the finest available examples. That intense competition is exactly why exceptional coins continue attracting so much attention. Today, an outstanding 1958 with D wheat penny in very fine condition has been reported with a market value reaching $150,000, transforming what appears to be an ordinary 1-cent coin into hidden wealth, a silent fortune, and a life-changing opportunity for the lucky person who recognizes it before spending it. So before you empty your pockets, your old piggy bank, or that forgotten jar of pennies sitting in a drawer, stop and look carefully. Do not spend this coin if you find one that deserves a closer inspection. Never clean it, protect its original toning, and have it professionally graded before making any decision. Patience can make all the difference, because the biggest mistake isn't holding on to an old penny, it's accidentally letting a rare treasure slip away. And if you think this coin was incredible, don't go anywhere. The next wheat penny on our countdown is even rarer, even more mysterious, and has a shocking detail that sends collectors into bidding wars. Trust me, what comes next is even bigger, and you do not want to miss it. Next coin number 2. You just saw an incredible wheat penny, but don't relax yet, because this next coin is even more dangerous to ignore. This is one of those hidden treasures that people accidentally spend every single day without realizing they may have just given away a silent fortune. Stay to the end, because one tiny detail on this old penny changes everything, and this is not fiction. If you ever come across a 1936 wheat penny with no mint mark, take a very close look before it disappears into someone else's pocket. The year 1936 was a remarkable time in America. The country was still recovering from the hardships of the Great Depression. Families were stretching every dollar, and every single penny mattered. Businesses were rebuilding, jobs were returning slowly, and millions of Lincoln wheat pennies were struck to keep money moving through the economy. Nobody imagined that decades later, one of these ordinary-looking cents would become a hidden treasure that serious collectors would chase with incredible passion. At first glance, the coin looks simple and familiar. The front proudly features Abraham Lincoln facing right with "In God We Trust" above his head, liberty beside his portrait, and the date 1936 below. One detail immediately stands out to experienced collectors. The coin has no mint mark. That means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. And for many collectors, this missing mint mark is the beginning of an exciting story. Turn the coin over and you'll see the classic wheat ears framing the words 1 cent and United States of America. That famous reverse design has become one of the greatest symbols of American coin collecting, reminding collectors of an era that will never return. Although it has spent decades passing through countless hands, this coin was originally struck from a durable bronze alloy made mostly of copper with small amounts of tin and zinc. That copper gives the coin its warm appearance, but over many years, the surface naturally changes. Instead of looking bright and shiny, many genuine examples develop rich brown color, soft chocolate tones, or beautiful antique surfaces that experienced collectors absolutely love. Those natural colors tell the coin's story, and once they are removed, they can never truly be restored. Even today, the coin feels surprisingly solid when held in your hand. It weighs approximately 3.11 grams, measures about 19.05 millimeters across, and has a thickness of around 1.52 millimeters. Those familiar measurements helped this penny blend into everyday circulation for generations. That's exactly why hidden fortunes like this continue slipping through cash registers, coin jars, and pocket change without attracting attention. Now here's where things become truly exciting. This particular example is in very good condition. Some people wrongly assume heavy circulation means a coin has no value, but experienced collectors know that originality matters more than artificial beauty. Honest wear tells a story. It proves the coin survived nearly a century while escaping damage that destroyed countless others. Every surviving example represents history that somehow avoided being lost, melted, or forgotten. Collectors become fascinated by tiny details that most people never notice. They study the sharpness of Lincoln's profile, the spacing of the lettering, the wheat lines, the date, and especially the untouched surfaces. This detail changes everything. A coin with original character often receives far more attention than one that has been polished to look unnaturally bright. That brings up one of the biggest mistakes people make. Never clean this coin. Do not polish it. Do not scrub it. Do not try to make it shine. Cleaning permanently damages the original surface collectors are paying for. Once those natural decades of toning disappear, much of the collector appeal disappears with them. Original toning matters because it proves authenticity and preservation, something serious buyers respect. Professional grading is another step that should never be skipped. A trusted grading service can confirm authenticity, evaluate preservation, and give collectors confidence when bidding. Without professional grading, even a promising coin may struggle to reach its full potential because buyers want certainty before investing serious money. One reason this coin continues attracting attention is that many advanced collectors quietly keep the finest examples locked away for years. They are not rushing to sell because they understand that demand keeps growing while truly desirable, original pieces become harder to locate. Every year, fewer attractive examples remain available, making competition even stronger whenever one appears. Auction rooms tell an incredible story. At first, the bidding may seem calm and almost quiet. Then someone recognizes the originality, another collector notices the strong details, and suddenly determined bidders begin fighting to secure ownership. Those intense moments reveal just how desirable this seemingly ordinary penny has become among people who understand what they are looking at. Today, an exceptional 1936 wheat penny with no mint mark, in very good condition, has been reported with a market value reaching $194,000, turning an old 1-cent coin into hidden wealth, a silent fortune, serious money, and a life-changing opportunity for the person lucky enough to discover one before spending it. So before you hand over another old penny, stop and inspect every 1936 wheat penny carefully. Do not spend this coin if you find one that deserves a closer look. Never clean it, protect its original toning, and have it professionally graded before making any decisions. Patience is often what separates someone who unknowingly spends a treasure from someone who uncovers a remarkable piece of American history. And don't leave yet, because the next coin on our countdown is even rarer, even more mysterious, and has a shocking feature that almost nobody notices until it's too late. What comes next could be the biggest hidden treasure you've ever seen, and you definitely don't want to miss it. Next coin number 3. If you thought the last wheat penny was unbelievable, don't look away now, because this next coin has been quietly hiding in plain sight for generations. Thousands of people have handled coins just like this without realizing they could be spending a hidden treasure instead of a simple penny. Stay till the end, because one overlooked detail makes this coin incredibly desirable. And this is not fiction. The 1928 wheat penny with no mint mark is one of those silent fortunes that can completely change the way you look at old pocket change. Travel back to 1928 Ampere's fascinating moment in American history. The nation was enjoying economic growth during the final years of the Roaring Twenties. Factories were busy, businesses were expanding, and confidence was high. Yet beneath that optimism, major economic changes were beginning to build, and within a year, the country would enter one of the most difficult financial periods in its history. Millions of pennies were needed to support daily commerce, and the Philadelphia Mint worked hard to produce coins that Americans would use every day. Nobody imagined that nearly a century later, one of those ordinary-looking cents would become a hidden treasure collectors would eagerly search for. The front of the coin features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, proudly facing to the right beneath the words, "In God We Trust." The word liberty appears beside Lincoln, while the date 1928 sits below. One important detail immediately catches the attention of experienced collectors. The coin has no mint mark. That means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and that simple missing mint mark is one of the first things experts check. Turn the coin over, and you'll see the famous twin wheat ears surrounding the bold words 1 cent and United States of America. This classic wheat penny design represents an era of American history that continues to captivate collectors around the world. Although it has survived for decades, the coin was originally struck from a durable bronze alloy made mostly of copper with small amounts of tin and zinc. Over many years, that copper naturally develops beautiful shades, ranging from warm brown to deep chocolate tones. These original surfaces are incredibly important because they reveal the coin's true history. Serious collectors love authentic aging, and they can often recognize natural originality within seconds. Pick up the coin, and you'll notice it has a solid, familiar feel despite its age. It weighs approximately 3.11 grams, measures about 19.05 millimeters in diameter, and has a thickness of roughly 1.52 millimeters. This particular example is especially exciting because it has survived in very fine condition. That means plenty of original detail still remains visible throughout Lincoln's portrait, the lettering, and the wheat ears. Considering how many millions of pennies experienced heavy circulation throughout the 20th century, finding one preserved with strong original detail is becoming increasingly difficult. Survival like this is never guaranteed, and every year fewer attractive examples remain available for collectors. Now comes the part that makes experienced collectors slow down and inspect every tiny detail. They carefully study the sharpness of the date, the spacing of the lettering, the strength of the strike, the texture of the surfaces, and the natural color that developed over decades. This detail changes everything. two coins with the same date can receive completely different attention depending on originality and preservation. That's exactly why some ordinary-looking pennies become stars at auctions, while others pass unnoticed. There is one mistake you must never make if you discover this coin. Never clean it. Do not polish it, scrub it, or use any chemicals to brighten the surface. Cleaning removes the original toning that collectors value so highly. Once that natural finish disappears, the coin loses much of its historical character and collector appeal. Original toning matters because it tells the true story of the coin's journey through nearly a century of American history. Professional grading is also essential. A respected grading service verifies authenticity, evaluates preservation, and gives buyers confidence when serious money is involved. Without professional grading, even an impressive-looking coin may not receive the attention it deserves because experienced collectors want expert confirmation before making major purchases. What makes this wheat penny even more exciting is the growing demand among dedicated collectors. Many of the finest examples have already disappeared into long-term collections where owners have little interest in selling. As those collections grow stronger and available examples become fewer, competition continues increasing. When an attractive original coin appears at auction, the bidding often begins quietly before determined collectors recognize what they're seeing. Suddenly, the room changes. Bids climb rapidly, and the competition becomes intense because everyone understands opportunities like this do not appear every day. Today, an exceptional 1,928 wheat penny with no mint mark in very fine condition has been reported with a market value reaching $172,000, transforming what appears to be an ordinary 1-cent coin into hidden wealth, a silent fortune, serious money, and a life-changing opportunity for the person who recognizes its true importance before spending it. So before another old wheat penny slips through your fingers, stop and inspect every 1,928 coin you find. Do not spend this coin if you discover one with promising original detail. Never clean it, preserve its natural toning, and have it professionally graded before making any decision. Patience can protect a remarkable piece of history and possibly uncover a fortune that has been hiding in plain sight all along. But don't go anywhere yet, because the final coin on this countdown is the most shocking of them all. Its rarity, collector demand, and unbelievable story leave even experienced coin hunters speechless. What comes next could be the biggest hidden treasure in the entire video, and you absolutely do not want to miss it. Next coin number 4. We've reached the final coin, and if you've stayed with me this far, you're about to see why collectors never underestimate an old wheat penny. This one has shocked countless people because it looks like an ordinary brown penny that could still be hiding in an old coin jar, a family collection, or even forgotten pocket change. This is not fiction. Hidden treasures like this still exist, and people accidentally spend them every single day without realizing they're letting a silent fortune slip away. Stay with me because one small detail on this 1,942 wheat penny changes everything. The year 1942 was one of the most historic years in American history. The United States had entered World War II. Industries were transforming almost overnight. Factories were working around the clock, and the demand for coinage remained enormous as the nation adjusted to wartime conditions. Every penny was important for daily transactions, and the Philadelphia Mint continued producing Lincoln wheat pennies during a period of tremendous pressure. No one at the time imagined that these wartime coins would one day become some of the most fascinating hidden treasures sought by collectors around the world. At first glance, the coin appears familiar. The front proudly displays Abraham Lincoln facing to the right, beneath the words, "In God we trust." The word liberty appears beside him, while the date 1942 sits below. One important feature immediately stands out. There is no mint mark beneath the date, meaning this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Flip it over, and you'll find the timeless wheat penny reverse with two elegant wheat ears surrounding the bold words 1 cent and United States of America. That classic design represents an important era of American history and remains one of the most beloved coin designs ever produced. Although this penny has traveled through decades of American history, it was struck from a bronze alloy made primarily of copper with small amounts of tin and zinc. Those metals gave the coin strength while allowing it to develop a beautiful natural appearance over time. This particular example displays an attractive brown shade, and that original color is one of the first things experienced collectors notice. Natural brown toning tells the story of honest aging, and many advanced collectors actually prefer it because it proves the coin has not been artificially brightened or altered. Even after all these years, the coin still has the familiar feel that millions of Americans once carried every day. It weighs approximately 3.11 grams, measures about 19.05 millimeters in diameter, and has a thickness of roughly 1.52 millimeters. Those standard dimensions allowed this valuable coin to blend perfectly into ordinary circulation, making it incredibly easy for hidden treasures like this to remain unnoticed for generations. The fact that this example survives in very fine condition makes it especially desirable. Strong detail remains visible across Lincoln's portrait, the lettering, and the wheat ears despite decades of circulation. Countless 1,942 pennies experienced heavy wear, damage, or were simply lost over time. Every attractive survivor becomes another reminder that genuine originality is becoming increasingly difficult to find. Now here's the part that excites serious collectors. They don't simply look at the date. They carefully examine the strike quality, the spacing of the lettering, the smoothness of the fields, the sharpness of the wheat lines, the untouched brown surfaces, and the absence of damage caused by improper cleaning. This detail changes everything. Tiny characteristics that most people completely overlook can separate an ordinary coin from one that attracts determined buyers willing to compete for ownership. One of the biggest mistakes anyone can make is trying to improve the appearance of an old coin. Never clean this coin. Never polish it. Never use chemicals or abrasive cloths. Cleaning destroys the original surface that collectors value the most. Once natural toning disappears, much of the coin's history disappears with it. Original toning matters because it cannot be recreated, and experienced collectors immediately recognize authentic surfaces. Professional grading is equally important. Authentication confirms the coin's originality, verifies its condition, and provides confidence to serious buyers. A professionally graded example often attracts much stronger interest because collectors know exactly what they are bidding on. Skipping this important step can prevent an exceptional coin from reaching its full collector potential. Another reason this 1,942 wheat penny continues attracting attention is simple economics. Many outstanding examples have already disappeared into private collections, where owners have no intention of selling. As demand keeps growing and the number of available original coins continues shrinking, competition becomes stronger every year. At major auctions, bidding often begins quietly before suddenly turning into an intense contest as experienced collectors recognize a truly desirable example. Those moments reveal just how valuable an ordinary-looking penny can become. Today, An exceptional 1,942 wheat penny with no mint mark, beautiful original brown shade, and very fine condition has been reported with a market value reaching $140,000, turning a humble 1-cent coin into hidden wealth, a silent fortune, serious money, and a life-changing opportunity for the lucky person who discovers one before accidentally spending it. So before you empty another coin jar or spend another old wheat penny, slow down and inspect every coin carefully. Do not spend this coin if you find one with promising original detail. Never clean it, preserve its natural brown toning, and have it professionally graded before making any decisions. Sometimes the greatest treasures are the ones that have been sitting quietly in plain sight for decades, waiting for someone who knows exactly what to look for. If you enjoyed uncovering these incredible hidden treasures, make sure you like this video, subscribe to Lucky Penny Finds, and turn on notifications so you never miss another rare coin discovery. New hidden fortunes are waiting to be uncovered, and the next valuable coin could already be sitting in your pocket, your coin jar, or a forgotten collection at home. Thank you for watching. And remember, always check your old pennies carefully, because the next silent fortune could be just one coin away. We'll see you in the next adventure, where even more unbelievable hidden treasure coins worth serious money are waiting to be revealed.